Hello, it is Friday the 9th of February. We haven't changed months or anything, I've just got a terrible memory. I just sat on the floor playing with Ariel, who's just had her final set of injections. Haven't you? She's doing very well. She's just tired and dribbly, really, which has got nothing to do with the injections, I don't think. I think she's just in that way and needs to nap for longer than 20 minutes at a time. But I'm doing relay kind of naps with Heidi at the moment because, between Ariel and Heidi's needs, just up and down the stairs with one child at a time, leaving the other one on their own downstairs, which is not ideal, but it's one of those things. So we're just waiting for my cousin Nick, so Auntie Nick, to arrive. You smiley. Which would be really nice to see her. So she finishes work in Christchurch and then she's coming over. So some Fridays she comes over for a cup of tea or just catch up, which is really nice because for a while I didn't see her for quite a long time. So it's really nice to have more of a regular thing going on that suits us both. Look at this little one. Oh, baby, you are so smiley. I don't even know if this camera is catching her, really. Hang on, let me check. Yeah. Aww. Yes, so the kind of big thing on my mind that's really random is that I've spoken about on our podcast about wanting to move in the next kind of year because we need to be able to settle into an area, like into the catchment area for whatever school Heidi goes to, so that we can make an application in September 25. So we were kind of talking about it the other day, thinking about pulling it forward and just putting our house on the market. And then we thought we would wait until at least summer so that we can get our house up together and get it looking a bit nicer because the render out the front has gone dodgy and all that kind of thing. She says she's going to roll. Why are your legs in the air like this? She's pressing down. She's got her knees up. You see? Oh, you got all shy. Yeah, so we were kind of talking about timelines and stuff, thinking that we wouldn't do it until summer. And then my mum either mentioned it on text or came to visit. I don't know when she first mentioned it, but she'd driven past. So in our old village, Marchwood, where I grew up, basically, I've still got quite a lot of family there. And my mum was visiting my nan or dropping my nan off or something. And she drove past our old house, basically, which was the house I grew up in. So until I was 11. And it was really like a really special home to me. Because I thought I was going to live there forever. Like I didn't really understand that you moved at any point. Moving came as such a huge shock and was such an uprooting. But I think I kind of took it on the chin because we were in a position where the house was so run down but so expensive to run that my dad couldn't kind of get us out of the situation of being in the house. So we didn't really have like a standard living situation because we had like really poor heating. It was very overgrown. I lived with my dad and my brother, so it was quite like there wasn't any sort of feminine touches or anything like that. It was quite an unusual house. So like my friends never came round, and they certainly never slept over. But that's because I think my dad felt uncomfortable with it just being him at home to sort of have girlfriends over to stay. But it was just me, my dad, and my brother, and it was like a little island, a really sacred place, and it's where I learnt to ride my bike. It's like, yeah, just really special place. And basically, when I was 11, some people came and posted a note through the door to say that they were a family that were looking to build their own house, basically, and that the husband was a builder. And their children went to my school, so like we knew them. They're from the village. They're from Marchwood, but they basically were propositioning us to do like a private sale of the house, and then it would enable my dad almost to move or to like for us to go and get a house that was more suitable. And unbeknown to me, that meant my stepmom could then move in with us because her and my dad had been together for a long time, but she never lived with us. And I didn't even know that was coming. But when we moved to a new house, as a result of all this, she then moved in, which kind of changed things quite significantly for me, like for the worse. So until that point, this house anyway had been like this really special place. And my mum was driving past and she saw a for sale sign up. So all week I've been checking on Rightmove to see if it is like real, if it's for sale, and it actually is. And they basically knocked the house down, rebuilt it, which I knew because it was in the village. And they've lived there for 20 years, and the place is absolutely immaculate. It's got everything that we need from a house. The garden is ginormous, which I knew because obviously the garden hasn't changed size, apart from the fact it's now all cut back and looked after, whereas we had it all overrun, overgrown, thorn bushes everywhere, like, yeah, different situation. But it's basically a blank canvas, and it's within our price range. The only problem really is that it's in Marchwood, so it would mean like a relocation for Nath, which would be fine because like I live in Bournemouth, I've lived in Bournemouth, I know he would do that, but it's also quite rural. It's not got a train. Like some of the things we wanted from a house was that the train station was local. It would be like in a cul-de-sac rather than on a road because we're currently on a road, and that you can walk to the school, walk to a park. And because of like having grown up there, I know that you can't walk to places because there are no pavements. So I didn't start riding my bike into Marchwood from the house until I was at least, I'd say 10. And it was dangerous. Like it's a really fast road with lots of bends. So I don't know if I'd want like Heidi and Ariel riding in. So yeah, so it's like a massive. It's incredible that at the time that we're looking to buy a house, this house for the first time in 20 years since we owned it has come on the market. It's the same plot, but like a new home. So a much better, like basically a way for me to live in my old home without having to live in the dilapidated house that we left behind. So it's like incredible opportunity. Got everything we need from a place, big drive, garage, everything in our price range, all the rooms we want, perfect. So it's almost like so close but so far because it's also in the wrong place and doesn't tick off those boxes. Like it would be a big move for Nath. So there really is like a thing on the cards here. Like, do we uproot our lives for a house basically? And it's only me that wants it. Like Nick doesn't not want it. I think he'll actually come view it possibly, but it's for me, isn't it? It's me that's got like the absolutely emotional tie to it. And the thing is, I'd probably never leave it. I'd never want to leave it. So yeah, that's all sort of running through my head at the moment. I'm really preoccupied by it because it's just brought up so many memories. Like I could get teary thinking about it because like my dad isn't around anymore, but the three of us like living in this home together was just so special. And like the driveway, the garden, that all would have stayed the same. And I can literally imagine him tinkering on his cars or whatever, or like driving the ride on lawnmower up and down the grass, or me learning to ride my bike and him watching me out the window. Like the property is different, but it's the same shell. Like it's no part, no brick is the same, but it's the same. Like outside, the windows are in the same place and everything. Anyway, my cousin is here, so I will carry on later.